So beauty of Tirupati mountain and activities of denizens of heavenly planets there. Is my voice clear?
Yes, Prabhu, it's clear.
So beauty of Tirupati mountain and activities of denizens of heavenly planets there. So it's surrounded by milk ocean. So milk ocean will come and touch the Tirupati mountain and will make emeralds. How pleasing sight it would be. Even if we go to Dudha Sagar, near Belgaum, if you go from Goa to Belgaum, comes Dudha Sagar. Okay. So before I start the class, like to seek blessings from Bhaktivinoda Prabhuji. And its height, length, and breadth is very, very high. And the most beautiful sight. And waterfalls, sounds create a pleasing vibration. And because the apsaras come there to take bath in the river, so on the mountain is smelly because of the apsara scent. Their body naturally is so smelling, there is no sweat, right? So automatically. And Papa writes, if the heavenly damsels are like this, then how much will be the spiritual world? So we should go to the spiritual world. And there are lions, there are birds chirping, and caves full of denizens, heavenly planets. And in that, valleys, jungle animals, trees, gardens, sweet chirping, and all kinds of beautiful trees are there. Actually, natural beauty is something different than what we can create by our artificial. See, we may create an aerial mansion and a big, big building, but we start feeling bored in that something. But in natural environment, you go, just whole day one can be there in that natural environment. And even hearing a class, sleep will not come. One special thing you will find when you are hearing a class in a natural setting, the sleep will not come. So valleys with jungle animals, trees, because this garden belonged to Varuna. And all types of fruits were there, fruits bearing trees. So perfect place to enjoy life for a person. Flowers in the lake, intoxicated, bumblebee drank honey. Now, Gajendra came into this garden. Gajendra was the king of that forest. So much so, even lions and all other animals fell in fear from Gajendra. Generally, elephants fear lions, but Gajendra was so powerful that the lions felt fear from Gajendra. And all smaller animals took shelter of Gajendra there. And Gajendra is coming with his whole family. Gajendra is coming with his whole family. And he is taking his children, putting bath upon them. From his trunk, he will suck water and spray over his children, and all children feel very happy. So very family feelings are there, and in fact, much more enjoyment than a human being also will have. That's how Gajendra is enjoying with his family, and all the she elephants are walking, and Gajendra is walking in front, and all children are taking great shelter of Gajendra. And wherever he's going, he's clipping all the bushes, creepers, everything. The must hook na hathi ki mast chal. He doesn't worry for anything. So when person has a power, career, and wealth, what happens? He broke many plants, creepers, not caring for their piercing. So person think I have money, I can do anything. So like that person becomes madhumast, like Gajendra. And simply by catching his scent, all animals fled in air. But animals like foxes and small animals fluttered elsewhere because lions and tiger went away. So they were friendly to Gajendra, those species. So that way Gajendra gave shelter to some animals and some rowdy animals run away. and they were going for recreation and vacation, surrounded by many elephants. And his weight was so heavy, the Tirukut mountain, which is so big, made of gold, it trembled. You see? If some big machine comes here, it will tremble. Here, so like that, the mountain trembled. In fact, when the cutting of rocks was happening here, the side buildings were also shaking. There. So that's, can you imagine what will be the Gajendra's weight? That is walking and the mountain is trembling. So it's trembling everywhere. And he went to drink water in the lake. And that time, a crocodile caught his trunk. And this crocodile was not an ordinary crocodile. It was also a very powerful crocodile. And for 1,000 years, Gajendra keeps struggling with the crocodile. Gajendra kept struggling with the crocodile for 1,000 years in his life. Right? 1,000 years, the crocodile start to struggle. And they're pulling each other. Crocodile pulling in the water and Gajendra pulling the crocodile on the leg. And actually, he had caught the leg of Gajendra, not the trunk. So crocodile attacked his leg, and all the wives they were all just watching. Here, our Swami is getting beaten, and everybody is pulling Gajendra, but nothing is happening. So all were sorry, and nobody could come and protect Gajendra from the crocodile. So everything is helpless in that state for Gajendra, and for 1,000 years, this fight kept on going, and even the demigods became surprised. What is happening? But this whole thing has a great lesson for us. So Gajendra was going on a holiday, but holiday turned into a nightmare. Padam padam yad padam. So just like Gajendra caught in danger at such an unexpected moment. Therefore, in life, the dangers come at an unexpected moment. When nobody is thinking the dangers will come, that time the dangers will come in our life. And COVID was a danger like that in people's life. There. Like somebody may be going in a car and suddenly car accident may happen. But here in this case, and Gajendra is what he was relying upon, his relatives, his near ones, that any problem has happened, my near ones will protect. But in this situation, Gajendra is completely helpless. Nobody is coming and giving any help to Gajendra. He is completely alone in that situation. There. And most of the troubles in our life are such that nobody will able to help us. And a person is completely all alone. Person is completely all alone, looking for shelter. And that was the best moment for Gajendra. And till 1,000 years, he could not remember the prayers. The prayers came to him, to Gajendra, after 1,000 years of struggle. So we don't able to helplessly take shelter of the Lord unless we give our complete struggle. Krishna, I am yours. And till that time, the struggle goes on. Like Gajendra struggled for, it took 1,000 years for Gajendra to realize that now I should take shelter of the Lord. The same way, when we are doing our bhakti, one lecture I was hearing, my students was saying that faith is a substance of bhakti. Ultimately, by doing our rounds, by doing parikrama of Govardhan Hill, by all of the practice in spiritual life, we are looking for the perfection we'll achieve when we are able to surrender to when we are able to surrender to the Lord, like the qualitative feeling of Gajendra. So we are doing chanting. Sometimes chanting is happening parallelly with many things. Somebody is taking a smartphone and chanting while driving one is chanting. But that chanting is not going to help that person. Chanting is an exclusive activity. Even hearing class and chanting should not be done together. It's an exclusive activity. Why? We are with Krishna, taking shelter of the Lord at that point of time. There. And our struggle in life goes on till the time we remember that we are also in the jaws of crocodile. Now, what is really the jaw of crocodile? Generally, people think that only when there is suffering, that is the jaw of crocodile. Actually, that's lesser a jaw of crocodile. When a person is in success, he is more in the jaw of crocodile. Because Maya means illusion, what is not. So when we are happy in life, that time we are more identifying with this material world. And that time we are more in the grip of Maya, and Maya has a more potential to cause suffering to us. But when the suffering is there, at least the person is calling for God. Oh Lord, please help me. And identification with the material world has reduced. But when everything is going nicely, person doesn't feel a need to take shelter of the Lord unless he's a pure devotee. Like demigods will come to take shelter of the Lord when? Now just think, when demigods' life, everything is going very nicely. What the demigods are doing? They're very happily enjoying in the Sarvaloka and doing their duties. Only when their kingdom is taken away by Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, Kamsa, that time they start the Lord, oh Lord, please give your mercy. Lord, we are dependent upon you. So at that time, their chanting starts. Their chanting starts. So that is good quality of the demigod. When problem comes, they take shelter of the Supreme Lord alone. They don't do things. But when the situations are nice, they're not able to take shelter of the Lord. So we are always in the jaw of Maya. Just like the crocodile is in the crocodile's jaw, Gajendra's feet is there. Previously it was not there, and that's great pain. But our life, we are always in ignorance, always in that Maya. And some people realize it, and some don't realize it. But everyone, when the difficulties come, when people start realizing it, that yes, something wrong is there in the world. We should come out of this world. We should come out of the enjoying mentality, which is causing the repeated birth and death in this world. So Gajendra's whole prayers are based upon that. And we will see some of the Gajendra's prayers. So initially Gajendra remembered the prayers done in his last life. Last life he was King Indyum. This King Indyum had retired to the forest and doing his meditation. And that time Agastya Muni came. And Indyum Maharaj did not notice or neglected Agastya Muni. He did not pay any hospitality. And Agastya seeing this thing in the Gajendra, in Indyum Maharaj, he cursed him, you're behaving like an animal, become an elephant. Now, curse of a great devotee becomes a benediction. Curse of a great devotee also becomes a benediction. What? He achieved the Supreme Lord. Gajendra achieved the Supreme Lord. And Gajendra, remember the prayers he had offered to the Lord? he remembers the prayers what he had learned in his last life. And Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that you are chanting Hare Krishna. So it will go in the next life also. And I've seen many devotees, they just come to Krishna consciousness and within 2-3 days they pick up 16 months. That means they have started practicing from last life. So whatever practice, spiritual practice, what we have done in this life, goes to us even in the next life. And therefore we should start perfecting chanting some mantras like Namaste, Narsingaya, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Brahm Samhita prayers, and we'll go. Like once Gauranga was telling, I just read a shloka and the shloka comes in my mind. It appears to me in the mind as if I'm reading it from so many lifetimes. There. And just verbatim it will come, the shloka. How it is carried from the past life. So whatever spiritual practices we do, that's the only thing which will go to the next life. Whatever mental activities will do, nothing will go to the next life. Even person becomes a CEO of a company. Next life, Baba, black sheep. He has to come nursery. Nobody says CEO साहब आ गए. Like last life में आपने इतना पैसा कमाया, आपने करोड़ों रुपए कमाए, क्या अभी फिर से बच्चा बन के आप आ गए? So whatever we do in material life will end with this life. But spiritual life is not like that. It goes to the next life. And Gajendra first start with the prayers offering protection. So why this Gajendra prayers are so relevant to the devotees? Because our condition is also like Gajendra. First, we are very happily, comfortable situated in our material life. And Kunti Maharani prays, Janam Aishwarya, Shruti Sivi Ed Mana, Mudha Puna, Naya Varati Vidhatam Vai Tama Kinchan. One who is proud with Janam, high birth, Aishwarya, opulences, Janam, Aishwarya, Shruti, Shrivi, high learning. I know Bhagavad Gita now. I don't need take shelter of the holy name. Shruti, Shrivi, and wealth. Oh, I have many boys coming for my program now. I don't need to very much listen to the lectures there. And I can bunk the classes. I can sleep in the classes. Why sleep come in the classes? There is no urgency. There is no urgency. Now just think, if we are going to die today, will sleep come in the class? No. And no sleep will come in Japa also because there is an urgency. But normally what life is going on, happy life, we are also going to picnic like Gajendra. But when crisis come, like some devotee in Vrindavan, they were in the farm and some elephants start running behind them. And devotee is running very fast. And that time they were chanting Hare Krishna very loudly because it's a sign of life and death. So powerfully they are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And suddenly this similar incident happened in Belgaum. So they intensely chanted, Pagal happy had come, mad elephant. And they intensely chanted Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, and that moment, one devotee realized that he had learned in his childhood when an elephant runs, he should run downward, down the hill. Because elephant can climb the hill very fast, but he cannot run down the hill very fast because it's a heavy body. So immediately Lord reciprocated by giving the right idea. And devotees started running down and their life was saved. This happened in Gokul Dham some decades back. This past I heard. So Maharaj telling, if we can take shelter of the holy name in that situation. There. So what is the benefit? Why chanting the holy name is the only way in Kali Yuga? And why it is so good to be in Kali Yuga when you are a Hare Krishna devotee? Sometimes we lament, अगर हम सत्युग में हुए होते, त्रेतायुग में होते तो अच्छा होता था. But in 11th canto, it's told that it is so fortunate to be in Kali Yuga. And what is the reason? Kalim sabha jayanti agaya gunagya sarabhaginaha yatra sankirtane vaha sarva sarthavilabhyate. Those who are actually advanced in knowledge are able to appreciate the essential value of this age of Kali. Such enlightened persons worship Kali Yuga because in this fallen age, all perfection of life can easily be performed by the performance of Sankirtan. Kar bhajan to Maharaj. According to Srila Swami, even in previous ages such as Satyuga, it was not possible for the living entities to achieve the perfection that is available in Kali Yuga. And what is special in Kali Yuga? Because there are so many problems. In previous ages, one will chant Hare Krishna with perfectly, but cannot take shelter of the holy name the way today he can take. So Jiva Goswami explains, although in any age one completely takes shelter of the Lord's holy name gets all perfection. But highly qualified people of Satyuga do not consider that merely moving the tongue and lips, chanting the Lord's holy name is a complete process, and the Lord's holy name is the only shelter within the universe. So they are more attracted to difficult and elaborate yoga system of meditation than chanting the holy names of the Lord. And Satyuga, there is sinful life is not there, so everything goes very comfortably. But in Kali Yuga, living conditions are so unbearable. Modern governments are so obnoxious. Our bodies are so riddled by physical and mental disease. And even self-preservation is so troublesome that the conditioned souls intensely cry out the holy name of Krishna, begging for. And because when they exclusively depend on Krishna, the love which develops in the heart of a devotee is something not possible in the other ages. Because one of the quality for going to Golok Vrindavan is Danyata, extreme humility, and utter dependence upon the Lord. So these two qualities of utter dependence on the Lord and humility can easily be generated in Kali Yuga. Seeing the anarthas in our own heart. So Krishna sent the anarthas in the heart of a devotee to develop a right humility. So when we see lust in our heart, when we see pride in our heart, when we see anger in our heart, it's an opportunity for us to take more shelter of the Lord. Just think, if we are not born in Kali Yuga, will we see lust, pride, anger? Not so much. It's totally in goodness. Then there is no much chance to take shelter of the Lord. But in Kali Yuga, nobody, very difficult, very rare person can say, no, I'm free from lust, I'm free from pride, I'm free from anger. Most of the time, people cannot see these things in their heart. And when a person becomes a devotee, that's the time he starts seeing these things. And then he worries, what is this happening? And that's the time, if a devotee starts taking shelter of the holy name, what happens? One starts raising his hand up. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So one takes shelter of the holy name. One takes shelter of the devotees. And we see also, if everything is, life is going nicely, we do not feel impetus to take shelter. O king, one who has given up all material duties and has taken full shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, who offers shelter to all, is not indebted to demigods, great sages, ordinary living beings. It happened in the life of Gajendra. As Indu Maharaj, he was practicing yoga, but he was not fully surrendered, but Lord accelerated his process of surrender to the mercy of Agastya. Now, Gajendra is completely helpless. Gajendra is completely helplessly taking shelter of the Lord. And all the last life prayers is coming. And he don't know who is the Supreme Lord. He is just praying. A Lord who is supreme, who is there at the time of annihilation. Just imagine if the whole world get destroyed, whole universe get destroyed, what happens at the end of the day of Brahma? It happened also in the fifth or sixth mantra, the time of Pralaya came. It was like a instant pralay. Brahmaji got a sleep, just got a nap, and a pralay came. In between the day of Brahma. Generally, pralay comes at the end of Brahma, but in 6 month mantra, it happened in between only. And Brahmaji slept. Means we all are sitting like this, and pralay will come. Everything ended. But that time, only one person is there to help because Brahmaji also slept. That is Supreme Lord Vishnu. So that's what Gajendra is telling. Now, in this difficult situation, Lord, I take shelter of you because even at the time of what to say of death. See, generally we see okay, death is the end of everything. But Karmkandis don't think like that. They say, okay, we will die, again we will take birth, again we'll do fruitive activities, again we'll go to heaven. What is the problem? So they use philosophy to get not fearful of the death. Now, for modern people, death looks to the ultimate aim of everything. But actually, those who understood philosophy very nicely, they will say, although Karamkandi people, Mimamsas, no problem, death will come. But because we have done piety, next life we'll enjoy. We'll go to heaven, then again come back, do more piety, and we'll enjoy, and we'll keep enjoying. So for them, the answer is, what will you do at the time of dissolution? That time, everything will be destroyed, and only Supreme Lord will be there. Only Supreme Lord will be there. So a devotee gets that faith that no matter whatever happens in our life, Krishna is always there. Krishna is always there. And every devotee will have experience. When in difficulty time, when you call out for Krishna, somewhere or other help will come. How many have experienced? When in difficult time, you call out for the Lord, somewhere or other help will come. Okay, somebody never had a difficult time, that's another thing. But when we had a difficult time, we call for Krishna. Krishna will arrange something for us devotee. The Lord will reciprocate. And how Lord reciprocates, that's up to Him. So therefore, establishing our relationship with the Lord is the greatest investment. See, we spend so much time investing our relationship in so many other things. Like if you have to make a friend, you have to invest in relationship. If husband and wife have to live together, they have to invest in relationship. Husband works hard and gives salary to the wife, and wife works hard to cook food for the husband. So unless there's an investment in relationship, we cannot enjoy even in this world. We cannot work. So we are always investing in relationships, right? See, or we are investing money in some project, investing our hard work in doing a project. So we are always investing time, energy, money. But the best return investment plan is with Krishna. Invest time with Krishna. So when we are chanting the holy name sincerely, our 2 hours. See, every day we are investing how much time? 2 hours. So why not spend that time seriously? Nobody is asking extra time. Just spend seriously those 2 hours, which anyway we are doing with Krishna, with the holy name. Because that's our investment in the relationship with the Lord. That is our investment in our relationship with the Lord. When in 2 hours we are chanting. When we are hearing a Bhagavatam class, is an investment with the Lord. Because we are with Krishna, because we are hearing the glories of the Lord. There is so much glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam. When Srimad Bhagavatam is glorified with pure motives, Lord Krishna personally comes and purifies the heart of the hearer and the speaker. So when we are attending the morning program, we are actually spending our time with Krishna. And if we sincerely, full-heartedly take shelter of the Lord in the morning program, we develop the ability to take shelter of the Lord throughout the day. So therefore, when we put our hand in the japa bag, we're actually with Krishna. Only thing in our neophyte state, we don't realize it. But as our consciousness advances, as our consciousness becomes refined, we start realizing it. We start realizing it that how we're investing our time with the Supreme Lord. And that's only going to help us at a time of death there. And Gajendra, whatever practice he had done in the life there is helping me as a crucial time of need to call out the Lord. Gajendra, you see, you control, O Father, save your struggling son. There's the essence of his prayer. So those prayers are very, very technical. Anybody who's familiar with the Vedic language will enjoy these prayers. But those who are not very familiar with the Vedic language will find a difficulty understanding the technicalities of this prayer. But what is the mood of this prayer? Oh Lord, your supreme Father. Oh, I'm your father, but what can I do for you? You are helplessly struggled. But Lord, you're director also. Like if a son is studying in the college and father is a director and the child is getting failed, father can help. So Lord, you're not only father, but you are also director. You are only directing the crocodile. So you can, and you are the supreme cause for everything. Everything runs. Anadir Adir. And you are the supreme revealer of knowledge, my Lord. And at the end, okay, but I just avoid the karma. No, Lord, you're very merciful. You can break the cycle of karma also. So Gajendra in essence saying, oh Lord, you see, you know, you control, oh Father, save your struggling son. And anytime if a devotee is finding difficulty, read these prayers with translation. Immediately it will give freedom from fear. Immediately it will give freedom from fear, anxiety, and tension. Whenever we are looking for Krishna. Because Gajendra is actually connecting to the Paramatma in the heart. And call to the Lord, and the Lord, the Supreme Lord Bhagavan, he appears for Gajendra. Just fervently chanting these prayers. Think about it. So when we chant these prayers consciously, we are actually invoking the presence of the Lord in our life. We are taking the shelter of the Lord in our life. There. So he is saying, Gajendra, oh Lord, you are the observer of all objective senses. Without your mercy, there is no possibility of solving the problem of doubts. And Lord, just like with majestic, very amazing how majestic you rub and fire comes out. So in Vedic time, two arani woods are put and the fire comes. Now they put phosphorus and other things. But in Vedic time, two arani woods are put and then fire will come out. Same way, wherever the advanced devotees, just by remembering the Lord appeared in their mind. Or their devotion captures the Lord and the Lord appear over there. So Lord, who is invisible, is produced from the devotion of his devotees. He appear over there, where there is devotion. And then he further prays. Madrik prapanna pasupaksha vimokshanaya Muktaya bhuri karunaya namolayaya Swamanshena saratanu vinamansi pratita Pratyak dishe bhagavate brahat namaste Madik prapanna. Lord, I am Pashu, which is bound now. I take your shelter. Please release me from this dangerous position. Vimoksha Naya. Why? You are Muktaya. Only because you are free, you can liberate me also, my Lord. But I am liberated, but I may not be very concerned about you. Lord, your Bhuri Karunaya. You are greatly merciful, my Lord. Okay, but I may not understand your situation. Your Lord Namo Alaya, always attentive to the needs of the devotees. Because Lord is a Paramatma always standing and waiting when the soul will surrender to me. He is Namo Alaya, always attentive. So Anshena Sarvatanu Brahmam Sipatita. And you are there in the heart of all living beings. So you understand my distress. Tatyak Drishe Bhagavate Bhagavan Bhagavate Bharat Namaste. I respectful obeisance to you, the Supreme Lord. So Gajendra is praying to the Lord, please come and deliver my Lord. And then he's praying. Then he's feeling a shame, Gajendra is feeling a shame. Lord, those are great devotees. They do not ask any desire from you. But I'm asking because they are simply satisfied in hearing your glories, my Lord. So great devotees do not feel any desire to ask. But I'm asking to release me, my Lord. I'm feeling shame about it. There. But I am in danger, Lord. I have no other shelter. So Gajendra really was Trinadapi Sunechina. He felt himself more humble than a blade of grass. He became tolerant like a tree and was ready to offer all respect to others and not expect any respect in return. So when Gajendra is saying here, protect me, my Lord, he's not saying protect my body. He's saying protect me by giving me chance to always remember you. He's in mood that Lord, I am yours. Please accept me. And further, Gajendra says that Lord, just don't free me from this crocodile, but also free me from the crocodile of Maya. See, if Gajendra is looking that Lord is free from this crocodile, Lord might not have come. Or when Lord came, Lord would have left Gajendra there only. But Lord came, first Lord gave mercy to crocodile because he holding the feet of a Vaishnava. The one who holds the feet of a Vaishnava gets the mercy first. So first, Lord cut Haha. So his name was who? He was a Gandharva, became Dokadai, and he was catching the feet of a great devotee, Gajendra. So he got delivered first. And then Gajendra was delivered there. Now, if Gajendra had been playing Lord, remove me from this situation, then what would have happened? Lord would have kicked the crocodile and go back. But Lord took Gajendra back with him in a spiritual body, went him back to God. So this is the benefit of taking shelter of the Lord in difficult situations of life. See, many times, more than the external situations of our mind will be troubling us. Mind will be giving lamentation of the past. Oh, I did this mistake. That's another trick of Maya. When we keep lamenting, that is also another trick of Maya. That I did this, I did that. It's again Maya's overhead. But if we loudly call out the Hare Krishna Mahamantra when those thoughts are coming, Krishna will lift us. Krishna will lift us. Our mind can only trouble us if we are not taking shelter of the Holy Name. So we are thinking of problems while chanting the Holy Names of the Lord there. But if we attentively chanting the Holy Names of the Lord, in whatever situation the mind is giving trouble, automatically you'll see all mental troubles will go away. All illusion will go away. Like when Dhruv Maharaj was fighting the Yakshas, so Yakshas were throwing the arrows. Yakshas were throwing all the arrows upon Dhruv Maharaj. And it was such an illusion as if looking thousands of lions are coming. Every soldiers are coming. And Dhruv Maharaj was helpless. And that time sages came and he chanted the holy names of the Lord. And the moment he chanted the names of Lord Narayan, all illusion dispelled. All illusion dispelled. And everything became clear. The same way, because we are chanting in Nama Pran, that's the only reason a mind is troubled. The moment a person takes shelter of the holy name, all the illusion dispelled. All lamentation goes off a person. So because a person is not properly chanting the holy names, what happens? The illusion is covering the mind of a person. And he is thinking himself to be the mind. And mind takes over. And a person keeps suffering. Even a devotee, sometimes we keep suffering because of mental problems. And every one of those situations will come. More than external situations, our own mental situations will trouble us. Because when external situations come, devotees will take shelter of the Lord. But when mental problems comes up, because we so much identify with the mind, taking shelter of the Lord becomes very difficult. जब मन की परेशानियां आती हैं तो जीवात्मा हेल्पलेस हो जाता है। जो शरीर की प्रॉब्लम आ जाती है, एटलीस्ट विल टेक शेल्टर ऑफ द लॉर्ड। पर मन परेशान करता है तो हम परेशान हो जाते हैं, वी आर नॉट एबल टू टेक शेल्टर ऑफ द लॉर्ड। बट एट दैट टाइम इफ वी रिवील अवर माइंड टू द वैष्णवस कि दिस इज अ प्रॉब्लम विच इज हैपनिंग इन माई life, and rather than thinking of the problem, chant the holy name of the Lord, all mental problems will go away, and external situations will also get settled. And that's where we can learn from Gajendra. And actually, what is between us and Krishna is this mind and false ego, which is creating so much trouble for us to take shelter of the Lord. But when we realize we cannot treat this mind except the medicine of holy name, we cannot treat this mind except the medicine of holy name. We cannot treat the same way. The false ego is creating so much trouble. But when we attentively chant the holy name and the sound vibration of the holy name goes, it automatically purifies our false ego. It purifies the mind and delivers. But before one does it, one should serve the Vaishnavas, follow the instructions of the spiritual master. Because by that, accepting the mercy of the holy name becomes easy. And that's what Gajendra is showing in life, how to take shelter from the Lord to come rid of all the problems. So we have got how to attain perfection in our life. We have got a complete formula. We have got a complete formula how to attain perfection in life. But we have to apply that formula. How to apply that formula? Yes, how to apply that formula? By taking shelter of the holy name in the mode of Gajendra, performing our devotional service with faith. See, faith is a substance of bhakti. In sadhana state, we are not able to see Krishna is there with us. We think we are chanting, maybe Krishna is watching us. Maybe Krishna knows I am chanting. Maybe Krishna knows I am giving this offering to him. So our life is in a maybe domain. But the faith is, at the moment we are chanting, Krishna is hearing. Right? If the devotees are making garlands for the Lord, the moment they're making garland and thinking this is for Krishna, that moment Krishna is accepting that service. If Matajis are making the dress for Lord Jagannath, and the moment they're thinking that how Lord Jagannath will look wearing this dress, that moment Lord is accepting that dress. Because Krishna is there in our heart, and at every moment, whatever our intentions, He is reciprocating to it. So therefore, devotional service is moment to moment remembrance of Krishna. Devotional service is moment to moment. Okay? And therefore, we have to increase the quality of our chanting with this feeling of offering prayers. Oh Lord, please relieve me from this Maya and engage me in your service. So when we chant in that mode, Lord, I take shelter of you now. So therefore, there's a mood of Sharanagati when we are chanting the holy names of the Lord. Sometimes devotees fear, oh, already have so much service. If I ask Lord, give me more service, problem ho jayega. So that's why we are not able to chant with prayers. Already my authority has told me the seva, I am not able to do it. If I ask for more service, Lord, give me service, the problem ho jayega. Many devotees come. So Mahaprabhu explained, it's not that we are asking for more service, we are asking for quality of consciousness of service attitude. That Lord, let me not give it my time for serving my own senses, my lust, greed, pride, envy, anger, but serve you and your devotees, my Lord, there. Let me always, whatever I am doing, do with the consciousness of serving you. So when we refine our consciousness in mood of seva in the japa, in the mood of Sharanagati. So just like Gajendra was calling the Lord, we are with the holy name, chanting the holy names of the Lord. And the moment we are calling to Krishna, Lord, I am yours. Now, Lord, you have come, and my mind is completely available for you. There is no other thought. Then one can take shelter of the Lord. And one should contemplate on the spiritual knowledge that how I'm not his body, spirit, soul. If death comes, whatever the projects, whatever things we are taking out, it all will go away. Only whatever will remain, Hare Namev Kevalam. So to the degree we become conscious of our spiritual dependence upon the Lord. See, we are spiritually dependent. Only thing we don't realize it. But to the degree we become conscious of our spiritual dependence upon the Lord, then our chanting it increases. And I remember one time I was in third year and I gone for the internship on the last day of internship, and I had to take a no dues. And to no dues, I had to do 2-3 chakkar, walking, 2 kilometer up, 2 kilometer down. And that time I start while walking, I was chanting the holy name throughout. Lord, please help me. What is happening there? And next, the chanting was very good. Of course, we are not demand the Lord make everything perfect in my life. But whatever situation is, I am in difficulty, I depend upon you. I am yours. And next, the chanting was very easy. There. So to the degree we have this same way, if we depend upon the instruction of the spiritual master, chanting becomes very easy. But if we independently start making plans and doing things, chanting becomes difficult. So to the degree we live our life according to the instructions of the spiritual master, chanting the holy name becomes very easy. And what is spiritual? Let me live my life what spiritual master wants me to do. Then you see that way even taking shelter of the holy name becomes very easy. So that mood of dependence is cultivated day to day, moment to moment, hour to hour in one's life. And that's what cultivating the dependence upon the Lord, and by simple process chanting the holy name, one can actually go back to Godhead very easily. One can go back to Godhead very easily in this one life. But only thing we have to take shelter of the holy name in the mood of Gajendra, and our all spiritual practices, doing seva, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, serving the instruction of the spiritual master, serving the Vaishnavas, is take us to this feeling quality of dependence on Krishna in the form of his Naam, Mood, and Leela. So, and you'll see, if we try this, our chanting will improve like anything in the morning time. Because we feel very comfortable in natural life, chanting is very difficult. Because पेट भरा है, अच्छे से सब कुछ हो रहा है, चल रहा लाइफ में. What is the need of chanting? Okay. But when a person is really feeling a need, without this I cannot do. If I don't chant properly, my day is waste. Okay. When a person feels, then he very nicely takes shelter of the Lord. Okay. And you'll see some devotees very powerfully taking shelter of the Lord. We should get inspired. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Yes, Prabhu.
I have a question. This is the devotee who call out the Lord. The question I have here is that the devotees who call out for Krishna, that immediately Krishna resuscitates, be it Gajendra or Draupadi. Krishna tests them a lot. And these all personalities were exemplary devotees in the past life. They were already proven in themselves. So what is our scope? If the Krishna tests to such an extent, maybe we may succumb to it. How do we remain hopeful? That is the question.
So I will repeat Prabhuji's question. See, Gajendra was Hindu Maharaj in last life. Now we know it. And that also Krishna tested so much for 1,000 years. And then Krishna reciprocated, right? There. Even Draupadi. So Krishna tests so much. So will Krishna really hear our prayers without, because Krishna tests so much, we may actually succumb to temptations. Krishna will test so much. So answer is no. See, Krishna tests according to our level only. The beautiful beauty is in the University of the Supreme Lord, the test paper comes according to our level. Or according to the level we think who we are. If we think we are great, then great paper will come. If we think less of ourselves, then less paper will come. So Lord's dynamic paper machine is there, and dynamic paper checking is there, and Lord knows the level of all students with what they are thinking. So, as see, even in my life personally, I've seen it's not that Krishna will test you thoroughly and then reciprocate. You offer prayer today, Krishna reciprocates. But sometimes he don't answer a prayer to reciprocate in that way. Like a devotee is praying, Lord, please remove anger in me, and anger will not go. He said, Lord did not hear my prayer. He's testing me. No, he is purifying us. He knows if I fulfill him, then he will do masti gasti. He will be back to his material life. But if I help him struggle, like butterfly story, right? All of us heard butterfly story. So the cocoon came out without any struggle. Butterfly could not fly. There. In the same way, if you see, if teachers don't take exam and directly children sit for board exams, most will get failed or not. Best institute is what which conducts most tests before board exam. Dineshpur can tell he's teaching in Chaitanya. There. So why? Because they prepare for the final exam. Same way, if Krishna gives us fulfill our reciprocate very easily, we will become very weak. We think, हमें करने की क्या जरूरत है? कुछ भी पालना है. Lord, I take a shelter. And after that, what we will do? Our own absorption in material life. So Krishna wants to say, if you want to come problem, give up absorption in material life. First become absorbed in me, then I will reciprocate. And for those devotees who always absorb in Krishna, Krishna very easily reciprocates. Because they have done that. So Krishna wants us to do the homework of not doing mischief. See, we may say, okay, let me see a little movie. You know what is there coming, and we'll see movie, and then we see our conscience is spoiled, and we say, Lord, please help. But insincerity was shown from our side first. So movie देखने क्यों गया था बाबा? So much after hearing so many things, why you went to see the movie? You know your consciousness will get spoiled. Now you are asking and playing there. So for us to take a right step in our spiritual life, which is conducive for devotional service, Lord will not hear the prayers. He wants us to work, whatever struggles we are having. The same way, succumbing to temptations. Krishna may not reciprocate immediately. Why? We are doing something wrong in our life. That's why temptations are coming. And Krishna wants to help us to rectify that. Krishna wants to help us to first rectify our lifestyle and take more shelter of it. Probably we are not chanting our rounds properly. Probably we are not giving our preference to our chanting seriously. Probably we are not hearing Bhagavatam every day. And Krishna wants us to more engage us in the process of devotional service. And that process of devotional service, through that he will purify our heart. He will not do the heart purification very easy way. Material things he may give easy way. You may ask and Lord will provide it. But purification of heart, he wants us to do our own homework. So if we are succumbing to temptation, that means Krishna wants us to do more homework or doing our devotional practices more sincerely. Understand the dangers of the material association and take more association of devotees. And that's why you may see Krishna is testing us, but he is doing for our own good. So we learn to fly. Our muscles become strong to take shelter of Krishna. And if a devotee has that faith, he can easily cross over. And for that, we need devotee association. Then it becomes much easier. Yes. Any other question? Yes, Narsimha. Would you want to add something to the question, Bhaktivinoda Prabhuji? Want to add to his question? You want to add an answer to his question? He had asked the question. You want to add something? Yes.
Yeah, yes. Because you are explaining about the difficulties. We may also get difficulties again. Difficulties may go. Keep on changing the difficulties, but we take shelter at the time of difficulties. But without difficulties, we cannot take like shelter.
After sufficient difficulties, we realize unless we take shelter, difficulties will keep coming. So initially, see, there are two ways. Initially, we take shelter when difficulties come. Eventually, we realize unless we take shelter when difficulties come, unless we take shelter, difficulties will keep coming. Then we take shelter of the times. But through scriptures, we understand what kind of Maya we are in. See, to the degree we understand what kind of Maya am I in, we take shelter. Because we have not understood we are in Maya. And that's why we should read second and third canto very seriously to understand how we are in Maya, how we are identifying with this 24 elements, how we are identifying with our false ego. So the degree devotee becomes aware of it, that how I'm in Maya, he takes shelter. Or otherwise, difficult situations are required to put us in taking shelter. So if we do our homework of reading Bhagavatam seriously under a devotee, realize, then it becomes easy to take shelter. Or get more difficulties in life to realize it that we need shelter. Yes, but
The devotion is just not get up to because last question is you don't do the homework. So not homework, class is only 1 hour, but you do the homework. That homework is what is described. He read that this kind of read that kind of. On the homework you do. Asking questions after doing it. That's why people who read, they let others ask the question. Because they may not have the question, but they can ask the question to others. So others asking questions is more beneficial to you if you do your homework. Because if you ask a question, you think I already understood. So question and answer is like a picture. But main need is that you sit and read the books. That homework you have to constantly. And what the part of taking care of the difficulty? The source of the difficulty is not the circumstance. The source of the difficulty is you are in the wrong place, in the wrong consciousness. You know, when you go for heart operation, the doctor takes your signature. I'm giving my body, he is free to do whatever he wants. The doctor is free to do whatever. So like that, you pick up the feedback. You are signing saying, Krishna, you can do whatever you want with my mind. That means you cannot operate the mind. Only he will operate. That is the Guru of the Padma. Guru is Adosha. That is the meaning of Krishna saying, Manana. You sign and give your mind to Krishna. From now on, Krishna, my mind is his. Manasa, Deha, Geha, Joki, Chumoka. Arpanam, so that is the signature. You can do all the operations. That's what for that you will engage constantly. But even giving mind itself is very difficult because even giving mind also is very difficult. Then Krishna expects that's what your mind is doing. And that's what your mind is doing. Why do you give your body to the God? Please tell me. Why are you signing off your body to the God? You love your mind more and less your body. You love your body less. You love your mind more. No. You are so helpless that the doctor do whatever he wants. Like that, you will be helpless with your mind. Arana Korigo Mani. What? That point is Arana Korigo. So it is not just a academic class. You write the exam, you pass, you get what you forget. It's not like that.
Mataji, question? It answers. You can ask. You can give the mic.
wanted to ask, like, this system is there, right? The suffering is due to providence, the prarabdha karma. So whenever we tell anyone if there is sufferings, then we say that maybe due to your karmic reactions of previous times, or because that is the system. Like in case of Bhisma Pitama also, 50 lifetime earlier he just throw one arrow to his neck, so he has to sleep in a bed of arrows. That is the reaction I heard in somewhere. So like Lord means the reaction will come anyhow, means the suffering because of that. So, but we may forget that we have done that. So that's what, like how we understand this, that this because of our own karmic reaction. But we may not remember that. We forget that, but we accept that suffering, and means the system is like that. Means Lord gives the sufferings. Means Lord means because of our own karma only we suffer.
See, this suffering which comes in life of a devotee is not karmic suffering. The suffering which comes in the life of a devotee is not karmic suffering, whether it's Bhishma Dev or Pandavas. This is the first thing to understand. Because if we think that the life, the karma, the devotee is suffering due to his karma, we have not understood the philosophy. Otherwise, why do I take shelter of Krishna if I have to anyway suffer my karma? That's true for a person in a yoga and a jnana path. He will get his prarabdha. Like Anguliman, he surrendered to Buddha, but he didn't took to bhakti. So he was killed later on. Jiv Goswami writes it. But Jagai Madai, they were not killed. Why? Lord has removed the prarabdha. So Krishna alone has the power to remove the prarabdha karmas. And when a devotee has come, all his prarabdha karmas are taken up by the Lord. So devotee does not suffering due to his prarabdhas. Now, what does the Lord does? He will take the prarabdhas and keep with him. He will take the prarabdhas and keep with him, and whatever is required to correct the devotee, whatever is required to correct the devotee, that much only Krishna will give. If devotee is practicing very nicely, very humble, he has become, then Krishna will waive off completely, fully surrendered. But Krishna sees this devotee still have independent mentality. He still wants to enjoy material life. He still does offenses to devotees. Then Krishna will give our karma to remove that mentality. He will use our karma to purify our heart and bring us more closer to Him. To purify our heart and brings us more closer to Him. So therefore, suffering coming in life of a devotee is not a karmic suffering. It's a mercy of the Lord. Tatyanukampa smakshmanam punjanevam kritam vipaka. Only for a non-devotee it is karma. For a devotee who started to practice, who started chanting 16, who was chanting, some rounds and understood Krishna the Supreme Lord, he started surrender. It is actually not karma. It's a mercy of the Lord. And when we understand this, we become joyful. So I think it's 9:30, we'll end here. So all the Vaishnavas there. So if I analyze my life, there's a lot of way to go ahead and follow it for the steps of Gajendra to take shelter of the Lord. Most of the time we are comfortably situated in our own world. There. Krishna Prabhupada ki